Wrestling fans, promoters, wrestlers, and anyone who enjoys pro wrestling now have something new to be excited about. The Wrestling Fans International Association, the WFIA, is back. WFIA is an association that exists to promote, grow, and support professional wrestling throughout the world. Membership is free. Your membership includes a free digital bi-monthly publication of the Wrestling Fan News newsletter, association updates, voting privileges, and much more. Please go to thewfia.org, that's THEWFIA.org, and become a member today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Harry Davila. I am representing the PWZ podcast, where we go on air Sundays at 3:30 in the WON Sports Channel at 3:30 in Brooklyn. And I have with me one half of one of Connecticut's favorite tag teams, the Haven, Jay Onyx. Jay, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a nice Wednesday night. We got a full moon out.
Beautiful
I
moon.
can't enjoy it just yet, but after we get the podcast out the way, I'll probably go on Stargaze for a little bit.
It's
How's your week
actually
going, man?
It's actually really, really nice out here. I just got a glimpse of the moon. It's humongous. It's huge. It's like wow, right in your face. Um, but let's start off with just some simple introductions. Jay, you are a former BST two-time tag team champion on his
Former
way.
two-time, future three-time BST
There
tag
you
champs. Let's
go.
get that. Let's get that established right now.
Yeah. Go ahead, introduce yourself, man.
Listen, y'all know me. I'm a man who needs no introduction, but I'm gonna introduce myself anyway. I'm BST's one half of BST's favorite tag team, and if they say otherwise, then they are lying. Um, I'm 23 years old, but I have 46 years of experience in wrestling. Um, I'm Hulk Hogan's favorite wrestler. Not too many people know Hulk Hogan, but if you do know Hulk Hogan, I was his favorite wrestler back in the day.
All right,
Um,
all right.
you know, a
Uh,
little introduction, so I could go on, but I'm gonna end it at that.
uh, all right. Well, uh, all right. So Jay Onyx, tell me, okay, I'm trying to figure out how I want to start this because before we got on the air, we were talking about how we wanted to kind of like go through the pod and the interview and whatnot, and you guys wanted me to ask all these fun questions, but I feel like the fans need to know who you are and how you got started first before we deep dive into the
Okay.
personal life that is the Haven. So we'll start off with that. Getting started, how'd you get in? Where'd you train? And who were your main teachers?
Okay. So a bit of my origin story. I didn't really get serious about wanting to be a professional wrestler until I was 16 years old. Um, this was back when I was co-workers with Sean at a summer camp that was hosted by our church, right?
Okay. Yep.
And I remember like one day, these kids were being like really bad. And like I was joking around, like, yo, I'm about to Batista bomb one of these kids. And then he was like, yo, you watch wrestling? I'm like, yeah, I watch wrestling. Oh shit, you watch wrestling too? So then throughout the whole conversation of us talking about the wrestling, the entire shift. And he said that he was going to start training at a wrestling school in Connecticut, right? I think it
Okay.
was PWA. I'm not sure if they're still active now, but they were at the time. And I'm like, wait, we have schools here in Connecticut? Like what? Like I was still kind of like, like I thought that like wrestling schools were like a lot more rare and definitely
Yeah.
like wouldn't be in Connecticut. So he was like, yeah. So I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. I might do that. Say I might do that as like a little hobby or something. I don't know. Um, and then during I think it was either my junior. I think it was my junior year. My junior year of high school, I'm walking into East Haven High School, and I see a flyer for a PPW show, and I'm like,
Okay.
oh shoot, okay. And at the time, I think what really like caught me was like because I saw Alberto Del Rio's face on the poster, because I guess he was booked for
Oh,
the show. And I'm
Yep.
like, oh, okay. I remember, of course, I remember watching him when I was like, 10 years old. And I'm like, okay, I think I should go. I think I should go there. So I go to the show, right? And oddly enough, I see the security guard at my high school,
Mm-hmm.
right? And his name is the business knows him as the Guardian of Chaos, right?
Ah,
And
okay.
yeah,
Yep.
you heard him. Okay, so and I'm like, he's like, oh shoot, yo, you watch wrestling? I'm like, yeah, like I didn't know you was wrestling fan. He's like, dude, like I used to wrestle, man. I was part of, like I used to manage. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So then he tells me that PPW is his own training grounds and it's right
Yes.
in East Haven. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh wow, that's perfect. That's 15 minutes from my house.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same city where I go to high school at. I'm gonna let Sean know. Um, so then I told him, and he was on board because compared to PWA, which was like maybe like an hour from us, now we got one like pretty much right in our backyard. Um, so from there, we will go to the PPW shows together. We'll meet, Richard Hade, Matthias, House of Pain, like, other veterans there at PPW. Um, and then, they would see our faces and they'd be like, oh, yo, when you guys finally gonna, get to school? We need more tag teams, we need more tag teams. So like, hey, listen, in due time, we're just trying to figure stuff out. And then by February of 2018, that was when we finally made that jump and started training at PAPW.
Oh, okay. So you get to PAPW. You and Sean finally walk in the door. I'm assuming you meet up with Mario Mancini and Paul Roma. Is that correct?
Indeed.
Okay,
So,
so
we
go ahead.
all right. So yeah, we get there. We get the little introductory day, we get in the ring, we take the first bump, we hit the ropes for a little bit, just like, that's their way of testing the water, seeing like, hey, listen, is this something that you really want to do? Because it's painful. It's no walk in the park. And
Mm-hmm.
we're like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll get used to it. We're willing to do this. He lets us know that, Mario Mancini, he's gonna be the one training rookie classes. Of course, former WWF superstar,
Yep.
the Undertaker's first opponent.
Yep.
And then, of course, Paul Roma, everybody knows Paul Roma. You know,
Absolutely.
another man who needs little to no introduction. He's the one trained at the higher up classes that will be hosted on Monday nights and Saturday mornings. So, yeah, I got it right. So yeah, you know, I thought I slipped up. So yeah, that was my introduction to those two. And honestly, kind of breaking into PFPW, I always like Mondays more because it felt like it was a lot less pressure. Because
Okay.
Mario was a lot more easy on the students. Being in front of Paul, it's like a lot more. It's like the moment you walk in on a Wednesday, you see like all the other vets there, and you're just like a
Mm-hmm.
rookie in his first couple of months. You're like, oh my goodness, like I'm scared to mess up. I'm scared of embarrassing myself for everybody.
Well, I mean, I guess it's a different type of pressure as well because Mancini and Roma were in two different spectrums as far as talent goes in
Hmm.
the old WWF, WCW, type era where Paul Roma was on TV on national television for like consistently, probably
Right.
about 7, 8 years. Young Stallions, Power and Glory, then on
Hmm.
to Pretty Wonderful and the Horseman stuff in WCW. So he's like prime in your face television on a weekly basis. And Mancini, no disrespect to him, was an under enhancement talent who you saw sporadically go against some of the better wrestlers on the roster, like The Undertaker, like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man. He's probably been in the ring with all of those guys. So
Right.
you're getting taught from two different levels of the exposure as well.
Right.
So I can understand why you would have that pressure. It's like Mancini's like, all right, yeah, he was there, but he was at this level. But Roma was in the ring with like all the guys and keeping up with all those guys. Does that
Mhm.
sound fair?
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And
And
plus
like it,
he was a lot like Rome was a lot tougher on students too. His number one rule, was if anything new that we was learning in the ring, we had to get it right 3 times in a row. And saying that's how you know you got it. You had to
yeah,
do it. So it didn't matter how long it took. You could be in there that tired. You was not getting out that ring until you got it right 3 times.
That's turning coal into diamonds. You know, you gotta put that pressure. You know, one
Right.
time, all right, you may have gotten lucky, but can you do it 3 times in a row? And
Exactly.
then,
That was the exact
and
mindset.
that's a good way to keep people safe. You know, I absolutely, it's good to hear stuff like that because you go to these schools and you hear some of the negative things that you hear, and it's like knowing that you have a trainer like Paul Romo who's making sure that you guys are getting your repetitions in and making sure you're doing them precisely. That's actually pretty cool to hear from this side of the spectrum.
Mm.
Um, all right, so you guys are, getting trained now by Mancini and Roma, and you guys are going through the motions, to going through your things, learning your hip tosses and your body slams. What comes next? Like, so how long from the beginning to when you got in the ring for the first
Okay.
time?
So going back to, me mostly going on Monday,
Yep.
just, for main scenes class, I remember at some point, um, Dustin, he comes up to us, he's like, yo, you guys got to get there Wednesday night. Roma's looking for you too. And we're like, oh no. Like, oh no, like there's no way out of this one. So like, and me, like, I'm very like hard on myself, and I used to like overthink a lot too. So I'm like, like I said, I'd be like so petrified walking in those doors, but then eventually, I finally go to those Wednesday classes. I take the ass whooping that comes with them, and I'm like, okay, this isn't so bad. Like Roma's, starting to take a liking to us. So we're going there for about like, I think so, from April, not April, from February 2018 to April 2019. We was training, and that was when we finally got to like we finally got the okay. And I
Yep.
remember it was Roma talking to Nick and Hakeem and House of Pain, and we're in the ring with Holiday, and Roma calls me over. I'm saying, I'm like, oh, what's up, Paul? He's like, hey, do you guys think that you can have gear made by March? And like no hesitation, I'm like, yes, we can. Like I'm trying not to like panic on the inside. I'm like, oh my god, yo, we're about to get the okay to finally debut. So
Yep.
I call, what I'm saying, I'm like, wait, I can't speak for the both of us. I'm like, yo, Sean, right? And Sean, he's kind of like, hold on, man, I'm doing something with Rick with Harder, and I'm like, no, come right now. Like usually he'll like try to put me to the side. I'm like, no, you gotta come right now. Like this is very important, right?
Of course.
So he's like, he reluctantly gets out the ring. He comes over, and then, Roma asks both of us, like, hey, listen, you guys think you have gear made by this date? We want to, get you guys out there finally. It was
Yep.
like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we're talking and discussing. Unfortunately, that show ends up getting postponed, but we end up getting green lit for April 13th, 2019. And that was officially the day that me and Sean debuted
And who'd you debut against?
on the House of Pain, Nick and Hakim. And like, honestly, it was great because like that was like their main like veteran tag team,
Mm-hmm.
and like that's the tag team that's pretty much been like helped develop us since we first got there. So it was such an easy task, going in there with them and putting on a match. And like of course, I'm nervous. I'm nowhere near as like like animated as I am now. I'm like
Yep.
petrified to even like show emotion in that ring with them. In front of like I can't remember who, like it was like a big show. I want to say we had like, I don't know, I can't remember, like 300 people in there. I can't remember. It was like, but to debut in front of such a crowd like that,
Where'd you guys
and
debut?
it was at a hockey rink in East Haven.
Okay.
So it was like, of course, hockey rinks are
Mm-hmm.
ginormous, and we're like
Yep.
smack down in the middle of it. Um, and it was an LGBTQ show, so like it just brought in a lot more attention.
Yep.
And we had like and everybody would tell you like our family was like all like in one section, and they was the loudest out of everyone in there,
Well,
and it was just
they listen. I can tell you from experience. I absolutely understand.
right.
The family normally comes out in troves to shows and shows tons of support. It's always great to see, especially for young guys like yourselves. So you're in the ice rink, 300 people. Your family's going nuts. Um, how do you think, from your perspective, your first match went?
um Honestly, like looking as I could look back at it today, and I'll say like it was definitely like a better match than most people would have for their first match.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of rookies, and when they finally get greenlit, they're probably out there like 5 minutes, right? A quick little 5 minute match.
Yep.
What I'm saying? Like, hey, just to, get your feet wet. We will, that Haven House of Pain match, that match was 15 minutes, right? And
15
like,
minutes on your first out?
yes, 15 minutes.
That's crazy.
It didn't feel like that, we was out there, but what I'm saying, like looking back and I'm like, wow, we was out there for a while. But it was like, it was an amazing, like really like fundamental match. Like, those who like that old school, like 80s style of
Yeah.
tag team wrestling, they'll look back at that match and they'll be like, yo, this is amazing. This is a great match.
I mean, you guys are in there with two very awesome professionals in Hakeem and Nick from the
Right.
House of Pain. Shout out to them.
All being trained by, a tag specialist.
Hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Exactly. No better training in tag team wrestling than a tag specialist like Paul Roma.
Mhm.
All right, so you're okay. So boom, you have your 15-minute, you get out. Compared to your first match, right?
Mhm.
And this is just for you. And when Shawn comes on, I'll ask him the same question. If you were to say you had a best match so far, who was that against?
Um, I think easily I can say against Dustin and Kai at Wrestling Open
Yeah.
at the Summer Center. Like um it was just like an amazing performance. Like, not just a performance, just like, wrestling wise, but it told a great story as well. And I think it got over pretty well too, just because, like nobody was expecting that match,
No.
in terms of the fans, because for the first round of the Eliminators Cup,
Yeah.
the matches are never announced. You know, so it's like, oh shoot, like yo, these four, guys who trained at the same school, so you don't expect them to wrestle, and not only that, you don't expect them to go out there and beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah, y'all did. Yeah, y'all did.
And like honestly, like that's just my favorite match. In terms of performance, opposed to like crowd reaction as well. I've never heard a crowd so loud. Of course, Dustin and Kai are used to that now, but
Yep.
me, that was kind of like that was almost like my test. Like how well could I hang in those like big type those big match feels.
So your favorite match is against two people who you consider your brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And Kylon King and Dustin Flash Waller. Shout out to them. Um, you're now in PAPW, and you've already alluded to having already spoken to Dustin. How does Kai come in, and then how does this group become one?
Okay, so um, you're never gonna hear it from those two, but
Okay.
initially, so Kai was Dustin was the first to come in. Then it was me and Shawn, and then Kai was the last to come in out of the four of us, right?
Yep.
And like initially, Dustin and Kai hated each other. You're not gonna hear that from them, but they actually like they had like legitimate beef with each other. And it's so funny to say that now because now they're inseparable.
Yeah.
But see before it was just like they just did not like each other. So, they had like their problems and stuff. And initially, at the come up, they was at first seen as like two just great up and coming single
There you
stars.
go.
Yep.
You know, um, you know, and they were like and that's when you even say those two made great rivals. Any match between those two was amazing. Um, and then beyond they have their what's that? Oh my god, what's that tournament called? Shawn, you remember what like how Dustin and Kai got their debut at Beyond?
What tournament were they in? Oh,
I
the
think
Silver
the Gauntlet.
Gauntlet.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
I for, I forgot what it's called, but they finally they got the opportunity to add together in that Gauntlet because Crockett saw those two tag at Test of Strength Wrestling, and
Yep.
then from there, just because they had such great success being a tag, they decided to stick together. It became another one of the best tag teams in the Northeast.
Okay. So, Shawn, welcome. give a little introduction to yourself. We've already kind of went through the whole beginning of the Haven storyline, so we don't
Nice.
necessarily have to travel down that path again. We just got finished talking about your first match at the ice rink in front of 300 people, and I was comparing your first to what would potentially be your favorite on Jay's side. So now I'm going to ask you. After you introduce yourself, I'm going to ask you this question. Compared to your first match with House of Pain, what's your favorite match so far as a tag team?
All right, but so first things first, I'm Shawn Knight, the smooth soldier,
Yes.
one half of the Haven, 1/4 of the Miracle Generation. And what is compared to my first match? What is my favorite tag match? Honestly, I would have to say Summer Stunner against Miracle Generation, Flash and Kai. Because it was just nothing, no match has ever made me feel the energy that I felt that night. Like I
So,
go back and watch that match, and I know exactly where I was feeling this energy, that energy, and like it was just everything, just the build up to that match, both inside wrestling and outside of wrestling, it just everything culminated beautifully.
it's funny because Jay said the same exact thing where that was
That
y'all
tag chemistry.
favorite tag match. And not to get a quick plug ski in here, but we get to run that rematch back in what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks,
2 weeks
baby.
time
2 weeks.
for those
And
BST tag team champions,
yep,
newly minted. Ooh,
yes, sir.
Future 3-time. Future 3-time.
And we had just finished talking about how the Miracle Gen became a unit.
Hmm.
So Jay was letting us know that Kai and Flash were former frenemies, people that did not like one another, but then after a while started becoming a cohesive unit. From your perspective, how'd you see the Miracle Gen coming together?
It was literally like Jay said, like Flash and Kai did not like each other at all. What was the animosity there? I have no idea. But as time grew, as we grew, as we trained together, we went on the road together.
Yep.
It's just the bonding and the connecting and really like getting to know and understand the other person. And
Yeah.
so um with me and Jay, like our connection started outside of
Yep.
wrestling. Like wrestling is what brought us closer to each other, but training and the road isn't what brought us to being like best of friends.
Yep.
That just brought us even like that brought us closer to even being like brothers. Like that's my brother. All three of them are my brothers. But yeah, and I feel like I say this on every podcast, but I've never said it on this podcast. So with Kai, me and Kai met each other. I don't know if I've even told you this before, but me and Kai met each other like when we were very young, like when we were
Okay.
kids. So there was this, I don't even remember where, but my mom had took me hiking somewhere in some mountain. I really don't know. All I remember was that there was another kid there with his mom, and we had caught a frog. And then we got like to the top of this, I don't even know what it was, but it was like some wooden structure. I got to the top and then like we let the frog go or something like that. I think we were sick kids because like I think we're at the top and then let the frog like go into the forest. I don't remember, but
Psychopath.
but anywho, that's how that's as much of the trip that I remember. I don't remember what kid it was, who his mom was. I just remember that the frog, me, my mom. Years later, Kai joins PAPW. We start getting close, whatever, whatever. And then my mom sees him, his mom sees me. They recognize us, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, know each other." We're like, "What do you mean?" Yeah, we remember that hiking trip when you guys were like kids, and we were like,
No. Nah, mom, I don't remember that. Sorry.
"Nah." Like the funny thing is, like I said, like we both remembered the trip, but we didn't remember who
Yeah.
we were with. Like, And then they were like, yeah, that was the four of us. And we were like, oh, so we've known each other before this.
It's a good
And then,
reconnection there.
yeah, like,
You go
and
from
then
murdering frogs to murdering people in the ring. I see how that works. I see how that works. Let's go. Love the
everything
energy.
everything came full circle. Listen, we weren't murdering frogs. We were teaching him how
I
to
don't
do a
know.
swan
I don't know.
song.
Jay, you heard that.
We were teaching him how to do a swan
This
song.
is your partner, Jay. He says he took a frog top of the wooden structure and let him go. I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but I didn't hear
And
that
he
they
did
couldn't
he
jump
did a
off.
flip or two. I don't know if it was a swanton bomb, if it was a 360. You know, he might have been the one that inspired Ricochet for real.
Yo, this is your
Come
tag
on
team
now.
partner.
Come on.
He's sick. He's sick.
Yo, we knew this before we jumped on here that he was a psychopath talking about he wanted to see people struggle. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Yo, we all heard it. We heard it.
I didn't say I want to see people struggle.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just thankful that he didn't decide to become a doctor because I'm pretty sure he would practice malpractice. I swear.
Yo, I feel
No,
bad for those
no,
patients.
no.
Like, all right, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna jump off this, and you're gonna be okay. I promise. Next thing you know, they're all over the floor. Anyways, all right. So getting back to the four of y'all.
I got one tiny little piece of Kylon, Louis.
Go ahead.
I never knew Kyle until PBW, but dude legitimately lived 5 minutes away from me, and I never knew that until one night I dropped him off after training.
And you were just like, oh, like I live like right there.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's like sometimes I feel like life is just like something's just meant to happen, like just down to my feet,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, so we got your favorite match in, we got your first match in. Shawn is a murderer. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, I'm not sure much could top that.
Yeah. We plugged in your upcoming tag title match. We'll go to Shawn here. Shawn, it's a Saturday night. No wrestling. You have no wrestling shows, nothing. What do you do? Where do you go? Who are you with?
What do I do? Where do I go? Who am I with? Usually I'm probably either with my significant other or some of my friends out having a good time and enjoying life. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Okay.
They don't call me a murderer.
Listen, I didn't come on here talking about throw a frog off a bridge. I told
you I was teaching him wrestling moves.
You were 6.
Bro,
you were 6.
He did an acai moonsault and Jay did an acai moonsault our last match. It all matches up. Come
Let's
on.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
You want to call me a murderer? All right. We're not gonna talk about that.
All right. So you're with significant other. You're with your friends. Where are you going?
Where am I going? I'm gonna keep it a buck. I honestly don't go out much. I'm more of I like making money. I don't like spending it. I like
you're very frugal.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I wish I was very frugal. Like I get it. Jay, same 3 questions. Who are you with? Where are you going? And I forgot what the third one was, but yeah, answer those 3.
All right, so me, I'm either with a bottle of Hennessy or a bottle of lotion, and I might be at the club, but I'm out with the friends,
This is the juicy content.
Lotion at the club?
Not at the club, bro.
Lotion at the club?
What did I say I was gonna have at the club?
That's what I heard. I heard a bottle of Hennessy and lotion at the club.
I didn't say in. I said
one. Why are we shaming him for what he brings to the club? What he brings is his own prerogative. Let him be.
Listen, the lotion's at home. The Hennessy is for at home or the club.
Okay, so the Hennessy is versatile, not the lotion.
Yes.
Okay.
No, the lotion stay in the crib.
But have you ever put Hennessy in the lotion?
Why would I put Hennessy in the lotion? That's gonna.
It's a question. No, you gotta ask. You gotta answer now. You
gotta answer. He's sadistic. He likes pain. That's you.
What do you mean?
Let me know how that go for you.
What do you mean?
Go ahead and mix the Hennessy and lotion. Get back to me. See how that go.
I'm not the one that uses that. I don't even drink Hennessy.
You missing
Okay,
out.
okay.
You missing out.
No. So what do you drink?
I like white spirits. I drink more tequila, rum, vodka, Ciroc.
Okay.
That's my thing.
Okay.
Like Hennessy, here and there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
That's
real.
cologne.
There's only one type of dark liquor. If I'm drinking anything, it's usually the Tennessee Honey Jack Daniels.
Okay.
How about probably be as dark as it'll get for me. Sometimes I'll do a little Jameson depending on the day, but I'm a light drinker. I'm a very, clear liquors.
I want to get I want to start drinking some whiskeys. I've heard about that. Heard they're good.
I know a guy, so let me know what you're looking to get into.
Gotcha.
And I'm being, the crazy thing is I'm being so serious. I know a guy. All right. So dream matches, and I'm not even talking as a tag. Let's separate you guys for a little bit. If you were to give me 3 people you're gonna face one-on-one, and you got to pick them, doesn't matter whether they were alive, dead, not real, cartoon, doesn't matter. Your top 3 people you're wrestling. Jay, go.
All right. Let me get King from Tekken. Right.
Okay.
I feel like I learned a thing or two from him. This is a literal dream match that I had recently. I had a dream that I was on the Raw roster during the 2020 pandemic. When it was at the Performance Center doing shows, I had a dream that I wrestled Chad Gable and Tommaso Ciampa on the same night and beat them both. So I woke up. I was like, "Yo, you know what? I want that now." My dream made it feel possible. So,
so you got Ciampa, King.
Yep, Ciampa's one of my favorite wrestlers. Just in general.
Yep.
And then my third. I'm finna wrestle Goku because I know I could beat him. Goku can't beat Onyx, man.
You can beat Goku?
I can beat Goku.
No.
I'm not even gonna. All right.
That's your tag partner, bro. He out here calling goats out here.
I'm just saying, I never seen Goku beat me. That's all I know.
Ooh, all right. I respect it.
All right, Shawn. For your 3.
I didn't know we was getting that wild. I thought we were still staying in the realm of wrestling.
No, we're gonna you said get wild with questions, ask you some fun questions. So here we are.
Matter of fact, why you still thinking? I'm gonna give you one more. Listen, give me 5 shots of Henny. I promise you, I'm dethroning Roman. I promise you. Roman, give me 5 shots of Henny. I'm dethroning him. I promise you.
I'm out. I can't. I'm done.
You.
I'm done with this guy right now.
Tribal Chief Jay Onyx.
Yo, throw him up. Throw him up. I mean, what do you think? Does that make you Solo?
Me?
Does that make you Solo? Are you Jay?
He's built more like I'd say I'm Jay. He's built more like Solo. He's the tank. So
that is true. You are the bigger of the two.
That's Sean Heyman right there. That's Sean
Heyman. I'm the wise man.
Yeah.
I'm the wise man. Hey, listen, I don't want none of that smoke. So go ahead. they don't be touching Cole like that. They don't be putting their hands on a wise man like that unless he get in between. I'm gonna stay on the side. Whisper, but I gotta whisper. You feel me?
Listen, just kick him low. Keep it
moving. Push to the shove. I start to lose. I just say Kylon. Kylon handle it.
So Kylon is your Solo.
Kylon is Solo.
Yeah, Kylon Solo. Yeah, I can see that.
Listen,
he's very quiet. He doesn't talk
body.
much.
Why would he care about somebody else's body?
That's true. Best high flyer in the business.
On top of the Empire State Building just to do something.
Bro.
Yeah, exactly. But he'll say something. I'm not a high flyer. That boy is.
Not to get off topic, but can we quickly just touch on the fact that Kylon tells the world he's not a high flyer, but yet is doing Asai moonsaults and tope con hilos over the top rope.
Damn
near every top rope.
Yeah. Just don't make sense. Anyway, back to topic. Sean, give us your three.
My three. I'm gonna stay in the realm of wrestling because that's where my mind is. So, in no particular order, it's just like the three people that came to my mind. Rey Mysterio, Edge, and Jay Lethal.
Ooh. That third one is very possible.
Yes, very possible.
Very possible.
Very possible.
That's a good three. I'm a big Jay Lethal guy. Jay Lethal guy. Best first generation wrestler of all time.
Jay Lethal, the Briscoes,
yes,
and the Bucks are all people that really like. And AJ Styles. I'm not gonna cap. AJ Styles, TNA AJ Styles.
Yes.
Like that. Those are the guys that
short trunks, kick pads,
yeah.
non
get ready to fly.
Yeah. Hoodie off. What's up? Yeah, I got you.
Those are all people that like brought me to the side of like outside of WWE and like watching indie wrestling and everything like that.
Okay, so let's touch on that. I'm glad you brought that up. AJ Styles, obviously NWA, former WCW superstar, ends up doing incredible at an NWA anniversary show against Christopher Daniels, and then gets picked up by TNA, becomes this huge star. Now we know him all over the world as the phenomenal one. He influenced you. Outside of him, you said Jay Lethal, Bucks, Briscoes, all your influences, correct? Jay, who are your influences?
So my first ever favorite wrestler, either you might let us respond, I hate it, but John Cena was my first like real like influence. Yeah. He was that's my all time favorite wrestler.
Okay. It's not a bad all time.
Right.
Of course, the stats speak for themselves.
Exactly. Rey Mysterio too. Just because of the size, me being a little kid, made me feel like, oh wow, if he's out here, like what 5'6", and he's doing all this, like okay, anything is possible.
Absolutely.
This man was small man in a league of giants, and still held his own.
Still holding his own.
Greatest luchador, nasty with it.
Still holding his own. Exactly. Greatest luchador of all time.
It's crazy to see, especially you went back. You said you touched on your early dates outside of the WWE was AJ and those type of guys that put you on the indies. But Rey Mysterio is one of those guys that, like, I want to say 96 was my first introduction to him through WCW, and to see where he's gone and what he's done, all the way even to now, Hall of Famer, now U.S. champion, and still kind of like going sick with these young cats. Right. It's crazy to see.
Like he's out there putting on bangers still, and while fun,
and you're sitting there like, yo, bro, you gotta chill.
Like, bro, just won the Intercontinental Championship back, like, or not the U.S. Championship.
U.S. Yeah.
But like, come on, don't disrespect right
that point.
I mean to disrespect Gunther.
No disrespect to Gunther at all. But like, it's still cool to see like that. And mind you, even though my introduction was 96, he's been going since like 92, maybe. So 92 to now, crazy career span for the greatest luchador of all time, Rey Mysterio, and I don't think anybody can debate that. So you got John Cena, you got Rey Mysterio. Who else you got for me?
All right, I feel like everybody's inspiration, Jeff Hardy. You get on a trampoline, you wrestling with your friends, obviously, you doing the FU,
you frogs into the woods.
That's you. I wasn't talking. I never even picked up a frog before, but listen, nobody could really flip like that as a kid, but everybody can do a swanton bomb. So everybody was on trampolines and swantons practicing. So and like who doesn't like
won't front? That's truth. Listen, I've gone to school plenty of days where they're like, Jeff Hardy's the man. He threw himself off a ladder, and I'm like, that dude's crazy.
Right?
That dude, wow.
Have me want to stand on ladders and jump off them and stuff,
I mean, I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that I'd done that before. You know,
I
as
feel like
a
everybody's done it at some
Everybody
point.
has.
at least once,
If they
right?
say they didn't, then they're lying.
Absolutely. Listen, as a kid, we had we made our belts out of cardboard.
Mhm.
Had some dude who was real ill with the drawing. He made us some card. We would walk through the lunchroom like we were the biggest badasses in the world. All the girls were looking at us like, look at these lame asses. Oh, the good old days. All right. So let's touch on influences outside of like WWE, not necessarily like who inspired you, but like what
Oh, hold on.
what
Can I get my WWE influences? Because I gave my indie
oh
influences.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So going back to my three that I said I would wrestle, Edge,
Yep.
which I just like it really clicked in my head recently with him having his possibly last match.
Yeah.
Uh over the years, like I've really like looked up to him because he's been so charismatic. He's done so much, and like he just I don't want to say he has like one of the more plain move sets, but he doesn't do too much. But everything that he
No.
does is like with intent and it's exciting and it's like you want to see him do it. Like
Yes.
he's and over the years people have asked me, "Oh, who's your favorite wrestler? Who's your favorite wrestler?" And I would always just go to Shawn Michaels because that's somebody that I would study. But I
Easy.
never felt it in my heart, in my soul, like it's Shawn
Okay.
Michaels. And I definitely feel now like it's Edge because do I have his thing? I don't know. But he just one of the dudes like I looked up to, like even like him being on the mic and then like Big Goldie like that. I love that belt. That's my favorite
Big
belt.
Goldie and
Like
Edge go hand in hand.
exactly. And it's like
Hand in hand.
his fights with like Undertaker, Cena, Batista,
Yeah.
Ray, like it's
He had a
crazy.
great he had a crazy run like 2006 to like 2000 and I think what was it 11, 12 they retired initially. Like he was literally champion that whole way through. I think there was like little spurts in between, but he had a title at one point or another during that whole run.
Mhm.
And oh, there's Rick Del Santo finally
Uh-oh.
coming on the pod. Now we gotta tone down a little bit, you know what I mean? The fun stops here. Um
Well, it's my last one, I
nah,
guess.
no, but Edge is such a magnificent wrestler, man. Uh Great choice, honestly.
Thank you.
We already know Hall of Famer. Um there's Rick Del Santo. Hey Rick, say hi to everybody.
What's up, everybody? Sorry I'm
What up,
late.
Rick?
How you guys been?
Doing good,
Doing
man.
good, doing good.
We have a little bit of a off the rails type pod. We're having a little fun here. We have joked about the type of alcohol we drink and who our favorite wrestlers are. So if you wanna join in on either of those topics,
More
Sean
concerned
was
about the alcohol.
as he cracked one open.
Yes, sir.
Sean was just letting us know that Edge, he had just admitted to the world, a PWZ exclusive, that his favorite wrestler all time is officially Edge. Not Shawn Michaels. He said he didn't feel it here. Now he does with the Edge man. Sean continued letting us know why you feel Edge is the GOAT.
Bro, he has the best theme song in WWE. You can't tell me he don't.
Which theme song though? Like, because like his classic theme or like
Metalingus.
okay,
Metalingus.
okay.
Hold
That
on.
song.
Actually, let me jump in on this. None of his themes were ass. None of his themes
This is true.
were not
This
So
is
good.
we'll
true.
give you that
Every
one. Okay.
every theme he had, banger. Red Groovy, banger. Metalingus, banger. You think you know me? Banger. Rated RKO, banger.
Vader RKO went crazy.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I hear no
No
lies.
lies detected.
Rick, you want to add something real quick? I gotta step out for a quick second.
I just want to. I don't even know where you guys are in this.
We're
other than
just
talking
right now.
about
We're
Edge's
at
music.
Sean just let us know that Edge was his favorite GOAT of all time. Just ask a couple questions while I run out real quick.
All right. So what is your favorite moment in his career? That I want to know
Good
about
question,
because
good
I could
question.
I could definitely tell you mine is for some reason mine is his Royal Rumble return after years of being away.
Mm.
I popped. My wife looked at me and goes, "Who the fuck is this?" She's never watched wrestling past 1995. She knows nothing about wrestling after 1995.
Jesus.
So
I think me and Sean were together to watch Edge return. I think it was in my living room. At least I'm
Was it in
pretty
your
sure.
living room?
I'm pretty sure. But I just remember, we were just watching his cuz, and then, we heard that, you think you know me, and we were just like, we just shot up. We was like, yo,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah, it was one of those moments, and it was very emotional just sitting there on the couch because you thought this dude's career was completely over.
Right.
And he would just come in every now and again. It's like special appearances, not in ring appearances or anything. So
Right.
when that music, I literally just yelled out, "Holy shit!" and jumped off my couch. And I never expected to see something like that ever. And I don't think that they'll ever match another moment like that in Royal Rumble history for some reason.
Yeah. It's a beautiful moment too, because when he came out that smoke, you just see the look on his face, like him just like taking
Mhm.
everything in.
You're soaking it in, bro. Soaking
Mhm.
Right.
it in.
It just like wow.
Yeah. So
Uh,
yeah, go ahead.
my favorite moment. Um, the moment that always just comes to my mind is when he spared Jeff Hardy in their TLC match. That always comes to my mind. Um,
Yeah.
it may be a very generic answer, but like I don't know. Edge just like as a person like captivated me. Like
It was
I just
very innovative at that time period, whenever that
yeah.
was.
Yeah, and like I was just like going through like watching a lot of his matches back, like a lot of like pay-per-view matches that I haven't seen.
Mhm.
And it's just wild, man. Wild. But I enjoy his work very much.
Did you ever watch any of his WCW work?
No, I haven't.
No. Every now and again it pops up on YouTube, on my YouTube. So it's kind of funny to watch because he just like there was a lot of guys that were there that they treated as basically preliminary talent, and then they end up going on to like superstardom in the WWE, such as Triple H being one. Kane was in there for a couple appearances, and it's just amazing how the two worlds, like WWE, was be able to actually latch onto them and make them gigantic stars. Well, WCW had them in there maybe for 4 or 5 shots, and it just didn't click with anybody.
Mm.
You know. So, what you guys been up to?
Honestly, just me, I'm always, the same old, same old. Got like personal stuff I usually, taking care of now. I had like a little break over the summer, just, recovering from injuries and whatnot. But, I'm ready to really like fully get back into it to, pick up where we left off.
Right. Yeah. You guys traveling out there at all?
We just did a show in Rhode Island on Saturday.
Really?
And yeah.
Where, New World or?
No.
RWA.
RWA.
Oh, got you. I think I saw you guys advertise that. Actually, I'm sorry. How'd that go?
It went
It's pretty
well.
fun.
Obviously, we're not like over the top excited because it was a championship match and we didn't win the belts, which has been a little bit of a chip on my shoulder personally because
Right.
throughout the summer we were trying to like just go for tag gold, and we've been to a few promotions for their gold and just haven't come out on top yet. So
Right.
that's why September 15th, we've already held gold there 2 times. This third time, gotta make it happen.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Welcome, Harry, back to
Yes,
coming back to the show.
Yes. You speak about that third time, and we talked about the Summer Sizzler a little bit ago, before you jumped on, Rick. But you, okay, I might start a little trouble here. You're coming off the injury. Jay, you wrestled Dustin at the 2 Road show.
Yep.
Came up a little short. Going into this tag title match on the 15th, what are you guys feeling mentally? You're going against your brothers, but your brothers have seemingly kind of broke out a little bit and done their own thing while you guys kind of like, I guess, nurtured your wounds and got back to health. Is there any animosity there? Is there any frustration there? What are you guys feeling going into this tag title match?
Me personally, like, losing to Dustin, of course, it's frustrating,
Mm-hmm.
But initially, it was a scourge in me, but I came to a realization, Dustin, he just had a match with Speedball Mike Bailey. He's out there wrestling some of the greatest talents in the world right now.
Yep.
And I took Dustin on, and I was hanging with him to the very end.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, it just let me know, hey, listen, even though they're all doing their own thing, what I'm saying, that gap that may seem like such a big gap, that gap isn't so far off. You know what I'm saying? You still know everything about Dustin. You still might just be equal to him. If not, hey, maybe even better. Who knows? You just gotta figure it out for yourself. Um, and I also know that, the last time when we saw them at BST, we was the ones that beat them.
Yes, you did.
So even more encouragement, say, hey, he had me in that one-on-one, that's fine. Initially, that's to start off as a single star. But, on two, this is where the real test is.
Yeah.
We've had BST go twice. This is a goal that they never had, so they're a bit hungry to grab it, but we know what it takes to hold it. So, that's how I feel. I feel encouraged. I feel like the 15th will go smoothly, but it's not gonna be easy task, but I'm not doubting myself one bit.
Shawn?
I feel like we can't lose. Um,
Okay.
there's no option other than to win. I mean, that's always the only option going into any match, but with this match specifically, it's not the first time that we fought. It's not the second time that we fought. It's the however many times we fought, and we've lost to them multiple times. So now all four of us are at a place. I like to say we all go home, and we were we helped bring this company up. We all
Absolutely.
helped nurture this company. This company nurtured us,
Not
helped us in
not to
different
take
ways.
not to take quotes from anybody, but pillars, so to speak, of this brand. Absolutely.
And it's gonna be a very special moment because, like, once again, just like Summer Stunner, like the emotions are gonna be high. Like I was saying, on Saturday when we were with you guys, emotions will be running high from both teams, and this is for tag gold that we've held before, and now they want it. Like Jay said,
Yep.
we know what it takes to get it. We know what it takes to retain it, and we're just gonna bring that into the match and
Okay.
gotta win.
Win or go home.
No other options.
Okay. Okay. Rick, what do you think? What's your analysis here?
What's my
You know,
analysis? You can't.
you
I
will.
mean, you.
I gotta ask this. I gotta ask this. What do
You
you think?
guys, the four of you have known each other for many, many years. You guys have basically started. You started in the same area, same place, and so you guys know each other very well. So either way, it's going to be hard. I guess you say for one of you to like really get that defeat. So I mean, that you could basically counter anything that these guys have. You've wrestled them before as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, I think that it's going to be an exciting time.
You got four young Connecticut athletes who are going to go out there and lay it all out there. I saw Summer Stunner and I saw how hard you guys fought in that fight. And I know you guys are going to bring that same fight plus come the 15th of September.
We've grown a lot since that match.
Absolutely.
Believe it or not, we've grown so much, in ring wise, mentally, physically. Like we're not, we're that Haven times 3, times 4, times 5, whatever you want to say it is. We're everything that we over the past it's been a year since that match.
Yeah, a little bit, a
Yeah.
little more.
Yeah, and like we've just been learning and growing since then.
Actually,
And
a little another detail that I'm just not realizing too. Me and Shawn we're undefeated at BST in 2 out of 3 falls matches.
are we?
We are.
That is true. That is true.
I like that.
I believe
And,
it was the Firm in the
it was the
first 2
Firm.
out of 3.
Mhm.
That is correct. That is correct.
And that's another big thing. It's not just gonna be one match. It's 3. It's gonna be a marathon. this is going to be a real test for Dustin and Kai, because I'm not sure if I recall them ever having a 2 or 3 falls tag match. That's a different beast in itself. You're having 3 consecutive matches potentially.
Not to my recollection.
And you also got to worry about 3 other people in the match. It's not just yourself you have to worry about. Now you gotta make sure that your partner's still in good health. For these 3 matches, you got to make sure you're watching out for both opponents. It's not just one person you're worrying about.
Yeah. All right. So that's September 15th, live at Devonshire Hall. BST presents Mega Clash, our biggest show of the year. The Haven will go against Dustin Flash Wall and Kylon King of the Miracle Gen for 2 out of 3 falls for the BFT Tag Team Championships. That's going to be a hell of a show. I'm going to do a little word association with the both of you. I'll start with Jay, and then I'll work my way down to Shawn, and we'll have a little fun to kind of like round out the rest of this interview. I'm going to throw a name, wrestler name. You tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Kylon King.
Aki.
Lucas Chase.
I can't say that word.
Ichiban.
Number 1. That's 2 words.
Bobby Buffet.
E.
Stevie Legend.
Who? I'm sorry. You said the first word. That was.
Wow, that caught me off guard. Richard Holiday.
I can't say that word either.
What?
Wow.
What?
Yikes.
What? No. Think about it. What's
okay. I know.
Yeah. I mean, technically,
he
somebody's
he
name.
hasn't won anymore. I'm just for years that's what he was known for.
Let's see, Patrick Saint.
That's a big dude. 500 degrees.
There we go. I was waiting for it.
All right, Shawn, Dustin Waller.
Flash.
Brother Greatness.
Goofy.
7.
Next.
Oh my God. Matt Awesome.
Chancla.
Okay, Jared Diaz.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Jay Lyon.
Raw.
Okay. My Lion Show is better, and my J Drill is better.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm telling him you said that.
Tell him.
Telling him you said that.
Tell him. I'll be waiting.
Let's see. I want to give you a good one. Nathaniel Carr.
Not gonna watch this.
Just laugh.
Wow, nothing. He's got nothing. He's got nothing.
It speaks for itself, man.
Nerd. He's a huge like comic book nerd, but like nothing wrong being a nerd.
No, that's my guy though.
There's nothing wrong with being a nerd.
I love that dude.
I was honestly like, what came to my mind was like how he dresses. Like no, I'm not ragging on how he dresses, but like it's very intriguing.
Unique.
Yes.
Pocket protector. That's what that guy needs. If you, for both of you, if you guys could face any tag team, I know we spoke earlier about who you would face as singles. Let's bring it together. If you guys had a tag team that you guys could face right now, who is it?
Right now?
For me, the House of Black.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
That's it. That's
Huh?
what you're saying.
I mean, like you said, one tag team right now. It just because I got heat with Buddy just because I love this girl.
Oh my
And,
Oh
god.
man. Why'd you open up the can? He was good with House of Black. Why'd you open up the can?
See, I was about to
It's
go
like
ahead and I was about to
I
go ahead
love
and
him by
spit
him
fire
at the same
teams.
time. It's like I want to hate him but it's like Dave, he's too good. I can't hate him that much.
You should have ran your fade when we saw him at Fight Life.
Yeah, I should have.
Missed the opportunity, bro.
I did.
See, that's another reason why
But
I like. That's
I
another
was
reason Edge is
going
my
to.
favorite wrestler. Ultimate opportunist.
See,
He would have ran
I
his
was going.
fade.
I
On this
was
day,
going to do
I
it.
literally.
But think about it, bro. If I would have did that, Tony Khan would never, contact me. It would just burn a potential bridge. So I'm like, I'll spare him for now.
This guy.
I suppose.
Oh man. Sean, who you
Uh,
got?
one team because I was literally about to spit fire teams.
Go ahead, spit him.
Bucks. Proud and powerful.
Yes.
Hardys.
Yep.
I
Two of
wonder-
them are extremely possible. It's crazy that the two that I'm thinking are extremely possible probably wouldn't have been possible like 2 years ago.
Mm, I wanted to wrestle. Why can't I think of their names?
Matter of fact, I throw one team out there.
Oh, Gorillas of Destiny. I wanted to wrestle them when they were still.
Oh,
tag
wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a
That's a good
that's
one.
a
That's
that's
a
a
really good one.
curveball.
Davila.
Yeah.
I like curveballs. All right.
Right.
I like that. All right.
Go ahead,
Jay,
Jay.
go ahead. You had one more.
I had another curveball. It's very possible. I'm kind of just throwing this out there just in case anybody wants to capitalize on me saying this. Listen, wasted youth. I saw them at the previous show, and I was so sad because that was supposed to be us against them. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, injuries aside, you can't kind of like control that type of stuff. And trust me,
Right.
I was as bummed as you guys are when certain things went down. That was a stressful week. I'll tell you that much. That was a stressful week.
Oh, Nick Wayne and Jordan Oliver as well.
That's a great
Woo!
tag team, dude, right there. That would be.
Bro,
Woo!
I was
That's
there.
heat.
I was there in LA when they fought. When they went against
The Machine Guns.
yes, Machine Guns. That's another tag team on the Indies
Brother.
that like I love the Machine Guns. I like
Yeah.
everything.
I'm a-
Like when I started
Yeah.
watching wrestling or when I
Brother.
started training, that's Machine Guns. Machine Guns.
I don't want to get off this real quick to go get it, but I have something signed by Alex Shelley that is like a grail to me. Like Alex Shelley, #1 indie wrestler for me all time.
Bro, they're so
No,
nasty.
no.
They're so
Yeah.
nasty. But bro,
Ridiculous.
I was there helping out at GCW, and
Yeah, you were
I
all
forget-
over the place.
I
You
was.
were all over my IWC, brother. I saw you. I was like, oh, I'm already out there.
Bro, and for that match, I was security, and
Yep.
they just started going at it, and the belts were just on the ground. I think somebody I don't even know what the hell happened. I think I went and grabbed the belts because they were literally just sitting there in my face. I'm like, like
All right.
wrestlers aren't supposed to touch belts that they want to get, but I'm just
you
like,
jinxed it,
yeah.
bro.
Brother.
But I held the damn GCW tag team title belts
Okay, so
the
little
night that
known
they
fact.
switched and went to Nick Wayne and Jordan Oliver.
Little known fact, the belt makers for those tag titles is the belt maker who made the BST heavyweight championship.
Is that so?
That is a little known fact that I like to
Well, fun fact, little
throw out
trivia.
there.
Nice.
But that's not a bad match to sit there security for.
Not
Like
at all.
if
Not at
you're,
all.
especially because you're a tag team wrestler, like getting to see the GCW tag team champions who at the time were the Machine Guns, one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and then the future GCW tag team champions and Nick Wayne, Jordan Oliver. I mean, doesn't get any better than that. Okay. So now I'm gonna stir some stuff between you two. If y'all two were to fight right now, who winning?
Me.
Why?
Of course, you're gonna say you.
Why? If I put you on a match right now, who's winning? Why?
Because, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Sean, but I never seen Sean beat me. So,
I've
until he
never
beats
seen
me,
Sean.
I've
That's
never
the
seen
same.
you beat me. Like what?
Yo, that's the same Goku stuff that he was throwing out earlier.
yeah.
Just because they ain't
Unless
beat
I see
you,
unless I see them beat me, I'm just gonna assume they can't beat me. So
Sean.
The reason I believe I would win is because I know Jay's weakness.
Ooh, are we exposing it today?
No, gotta keep that in the
Okay.
bag.
go ahead. Let him know.
Why would
Yo.
Batman let Superman know that he got kryptonite in
You're
his
right.
belt right now?
Yo, I'll text you. I'll text you in a bit. I need to know what this is.
Am I mistaken that I may have seen you two wrestle each other before? Am I
No.
mistaken?
No.
Yes, you are mistaken.
You
You
are
are very
mistaken.
I am
mistaken.
mistaken.
You're very mistaken. Very mistaken.
Yeah.
Are you being
Um,
serious? You're being
I
sarcastic.
mean, I guess
Very
technically
mistaken.
at TOS it was in a scramble.
Right.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
We
Okay.
was working together. We weren't
Right.
beating each other.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I might have had an imaginary flashback right there. So.
All right, I'm gonna throw a curveball question for you both. Is it true that there was an occasion recently where you were caught at a bar playing spades?
I already know where you're going with this. Yes.
You want to explain how this happened?
So we're boom. You feel me? Fanny pack on me. What's in the fanny pack? A deck of cards. Always got to keep it on me. You feel me? And I'm a man that growing up I played crazy eights, Uno, all that. But I like the classic cards better than Uno.
Mhm.
So like crazy eights, war, BS, lots of other games, classic goldfish. But
Yep.
spades was something that I never really blackjack as well.
Yes.
But spades is something that I've always heard about people playing,
Yep.
especially in my family, and I never learned how to play. So I learned earlier this year. I was just like, the hell with it. I'm gonna just look it up and like teach myself. And like I went around playing a few people here and there, and then like a couple weeks ago, I just was with my aunt, my grandmother, played it. They sat down and taught me all these rules all these different rules that these people may try to play with you. These people may try to play with you. This is how you do this, that, the third, da da da. They were marking cards. I'm like, oh my god, this is a lot to take in. But I got more than just the gist of it.
Yeah.
So I had my cards on me. We were sitting waiting for some food. Kevin came over and I was just like, yo, bro, you know how to play spades? He said a little bit, like the gist of it. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's play. I'm gonna teach you. So we got the plan, and he's a quick learner. He's a quick learner.
That's a shark.
So we were playing, going back and forth. I'm getting my pile stacked up. He's getting his pile stacked up. Eventually, our food comes. Start eating while we're playing the game, whatever. And then, Harry here wanted to say, these guys are getting lonely at the table. They've been there by themselves for a little while. Should probably go keep them some company, And as I look down at the decks or at the cards, I'm looking at how many he has. I'm looking at how many I have, and I'm like, I could beat his ass, honestly, if we continue this. But I'm not gonna do that. Harry wants guys to go have some company. I'm not gonna step over the boss's toes.
Listen,
I'm not gonna step over
boss.
big man's toes.
Woo, that's the big one.
So
my recollection is that one Shawn Knight over there was not doing too well against Kevin.
I was doing
like that. There was about a 5 stack difference between the two.
Whoa! Don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me. It was 3 at most.
Jay,
3 at most.
You were there.
He don't even play cards. Don't put him in this. 3 at most.
I was playing Sudoku. I was playing Sudoku on my phone.
Exactly.
So what you hear here first on PWZ is that the boys like to play with cards on their spare time.
Yes, sir.
Is that the main thing you do when you're on the road?
Honestly, no. If we're in a car, like it's always just like jokes, stories, and then we play like wrestling games and stuff.
You
Funny,
got any? You got any good jokes or road stories that you want to share?
a road story that I have. What was the game that we were playing? I think we were playing like you had to say, what was it, like the beginning of a wrestler's so if I was to say like Shawn Michaels, I think
Yep.
what Jay, how was it? It was like you had to
You
go
had to,
by
you had to say
by
you had to say a wrestler starting with M.
yeah, a
Because
wrestler
his last
started with
name.
M. So like Mark Henry and then
Yep.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley and so
Got
on
it.
and so forth.
So last name, first name.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we were playing. Dustin had got eliminated. We were coming back from we were coming back from Indiana, yeah?
Okay.
Or were we going we were going to Indiana?
I think
I
we're
just
coming back from it. I think we're coming back from it.
I remember being in the driver's seat. Dustin got eliminated. I got eliminated, and we're going to we're driving to a gas station. We're on the highway. Kai and Jay are in the back, and they're going back and forth, and I think Son had no. Boom, my fault. I messed up the whole story. We were doing
Rewind.
theme songs. We were doing
Okay.
theme songs. We were playing theme songs, and you had to guess the wrestler's theme song. And like it was just like going boom, 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 boom. Me and Flash were eliminated. Jay and Kai are in the back, and like 2 or 3 theme songs come on, and they just say them at the exact same time, and like they're saying arguing. I said it first. Just going back and forth. And then so we're like, all right, we're gonna do a tiebreaker. Kai wins. Another tiebreaker. Jay wins. And it just keeps going back and forth. And they're sitting in the back just arguing. And it was like the funniest thing ever. Like, I was literally in tears by the time we got to the gas station.
Speaking of gas station, Sheets or Wawa?
Wawa.
Good question. It also depends. Those Wawas down in like Pennsylvania, shit. That shit is food's awesome.
I want to say Wawa because Sheets. I mean, Sheets is cool, but yeah, Wawa.
Wawa's the best, man. Love me some good Wawas on the road. Where are some dream destinations you guys want to wrestle for? Let's narrow it a little bit. Let's keep it independent.
Okay.
Because we obviously know you guys would want to get to the majors, to the major 3. You know, AEW, WWE, New Japan, MLW, Impact, one of those. But I'm talking about like if somebody reached out to you from a major indie promotion now, who would you want those calls to be from?
GCW.
Ooh.
PWG.
Right. Oh, it's crazy because
I love that answer.
I think they're only doing like 2 shows a year, 2 or 3 now.
Yeah.
Right.
So PWG. Okay, so you get the call. PWG calls you. Hey, we want to put you guys in a tag team against. Who are you going against?
Ooh, okay.
And think possible PWG tag teams.
Right.
Try to stay in that realm.
It's tough because I always think of like those old like PWG.
I was about to say, are we
DVDs.
talking then or now, like tag teams, or it doesn't all across?
PWG.
Like all time?
And it doesn't matter.
Give me Steen and Generico.
Ooh.
I knew he was about to say that.
Great tag team. Sean, you said GCW, and I know you spoke highly of Wayne and Oliver. Are those the same answers that you would give here, or do you have another tag team?
Honestly, because the few times that I've been to GCW, obviously before that night,
yep,
Motor City Machine Guns were holding titles, so like they were going frequently. I'm not sure if they still go. I haven't been up to date. But Motor City Machine Guns is, like I said, like when we were training to tag team, like that's what was in the back of my mind. That's what I was watching. Their gear. I wanted to get some gear like design similar to theirs. Like I would literally look at their gear, Edge's gear, and I forget who else's gear, and like I would try to like come up with something like that. Never came up with just like take from. Never really came up with anything like that I really liked, but one day maybe. But anywho, if they didn't have that title change, or if they are still over there, what is it, Machine Guns?
Okay. Rick, you got anything?
Not right this second, but I will in a second. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm doing some research here.
So All right, so you would take the machine guns. I feel like going to like the gear look that you were just talking about with especially like Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. I could see you guys pulling something like that off. Sean, you with the Sabin shorts though.
The saving
But
shorts.
yeah, but they need to be not necessarily like board shorts. But do you remember when Santana Ortiz were like EYFBO
Mhm.
and Santana had like these like Muay Thai style tight shorts?
The crazy thing is, I wanted to get a pair made for me before I went to Cali, but it never happened. Just in case I got a match out in Cali.
Yo, I can see it. I can see like I feel like that gear for both of you would be fire. Um, I'm trying to oh, okay, here's a good one. Best theme song all time.
Oh man. You know what? Because it's in my head right now, it's the first one that came to my head. Slow Chemical King.
Ooh.
Bro, I was literally in my head between that Slow Chemical and Metalingus, and I'm like, I already said Metalingus, but he said across the
Like yeah,
board. Like
You love
Metalingus goes crazy, bro. I mean,
Rick.
Metalingus,
Metalingus,
that
Slow
Slow
Chemical goes
Chemical.
crazy.
You
Slow
love how the
Chemical goes
tag team
crazy.
thinks alike.
Right.
That's
Here's another
crazy.
one that like not too many people probably say, but it's just like it just this. I always get so nostalgic hearing the song, but the game. Whenever I hear it, it's so nostalgic and it's just like oh man, it just reminds me of just like mid late 2000s seeing Triple H on TV and on pay per views and shit. Oops, sorry.
What sucked
What's
you
your
guys in? What sucked you guys into wrestling as kids? Did you
Ooh,
already ask that? Because I know
no.
everybody's got an interesting story about like that first moment that they discover it and they're like, what the hell? I just remember, watching Roddy Piper in 1984 demolish a jobber. And then my first live show wasn't for like another 5 years. And that's when I just like, it was obsessed. You know what I mean? From then on in. What was it that struck you guys that as fans and then made that decision at your young age to decide to go forward with doing it?
You want to go
I,
first, Sean?
yeah, I'll go first. I was literally like, I was like dropped into the wrestling world. Like my mom's favorite wrestler is The Undertaker. She'll tell you that, like she'll tell you that in an instant. She's still like, I'll be watching wrestling and she's like, oh, what match is that? She'll hear Undertaker's theme song, John Cena, Roman Reigns, like, and like yeah, as a kid, they would just have it on TV, so I would watch it. I just like not like very vivid memories, but I just remember like Stone Cold, The Rock. I remember going to the New Haven Coliseum for a show
Yes.
when I was
Yes,
very young,
yes. Yep.
and I have a picture of it. I'm gonna drop this picture probably like years later, maybe
Okay.
soon. I don't know when, but it's like little Sean holding the plastic cruiserweight title that like, and I don't have it anymore, but yeah, I just those are like my real earliest memories, and I would watch like the documentaries and stuff. Like I still have them over here. That's what I was looking for before because I thought I had one on
Mhm.
Edge, but I have Randy Orton's documentary, Undertaker's, Batista's, and like watching those really like sat with me and it was like these are like real life people doing this.
Yeah.
Like I can do this. Like I know I can do this. Like I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle when I was younger, but I saw these guys and I'm like, yeah, I can do this. The
Let
Ninja Turtle thing, not so much, but
let's not go down that rabbit hole. So we'd be here another 3 hours. Jay, same
All right,
question.
so I had a more unconventional route to becoming a wrestling fan.
Shocker.
Uh, uh, so for one of my birthdays, my cousin had brought over his Xbox 360, right?
Ooh, good
And
system.
yeah, and he had SmackDown versus Raw '08 on the system,
nice.
It's a good year.
and like this is my second introduction to wrestling because I remember like at 4 years old I had a very vague memory of being in the hotel room and seeing Batista Bomb on SmackDown. Batista, did I say Batista Bomb on SmackDown? Seeing Batista on SmackDown. Batista Bomb somebody. I have that vague memory, but my actual like introduction was SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, and I remember my cousin was playing me in it, was busting my ass, and I'm like, and me, I'm competitive, so I'm like, I can't go out like this. So that weekend, I went to GameStop, got it for the PS2, and was playing it. And then I remember one night before my bedtime, I'm scrolling, and I get to USA, and I see DX. I'm like, yo, those are people in the game. What? So then I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm just sitting here watching. I'm like, oh wow, okay. This is a lot better. So then from there, I was like tuning in weekly, and I found out, and I found out what channel SmackDown comes on. So I'm like, oh, it's even better because now I don't have to go to bed early to watch SmackDown. I can watch the entire thing of SmackDown.
Oh my
So then, like,
God.
SmackDown became my favorite brand for a bit.
The
And
8
like
to
that,
10 timeline on
Number
UPN.
one. Number
You
one.
can't get better than that, dude. Seriously,
No.
8 to
on
10.
on a Friday
The
night,
best
oh my
time.
goodness.
The
Still
best
time to go out at night too. So,
You said 84, Rick, was your first time?
yes, my first roughly 83, 84. I remember it was kind of it must have been 84 because it was that's when Vince was taking over and he was they had a television show on MTV at the time.
Yep.
So
Uh,
early on before like the later days. Yeah.
I would say 1990 for me because I remember Undertaker Hogan. That was 91. But I remember earlier that year I had went to the Garden. My first visual memory is the Garden, 5 years old, Macho Man Warrior in a cage. My first vivid memory. The first where I can tell you the whole everything that happened, probably that Survivor Series where Undertaker won the title.
That was the following year, wasn't it? Because he debuted in 90.
He debuted 90.
90 in Hartford. Yeah,
and
okay.
then
And then
91,
90. Yep.
he won the title.
He debuted in Hartford?
Hartford, Connecticut was his television debut, I should say.
That is fire.
Because
probably
I think
where Mancini got that tombstone.
that it was no, because the TV
kidding.
tapings actually took place the previous Tuesday, I think in Ohio or something like that. But they didn't air until that Saturday morning. So the Thursday that's when Survivor Series took place on Thursday nights. So his debut was on Thursday as part of Ted DiBiase's Survivor Series team in Hartford.
Yes.
Actually, Hartford Civic Center held 2 pay-per-views for WWE. Actually, 3. Excuse me. I'm sorry, 3. Mm-hmm. It was Survivor Series and WrestleMania 11, and Money in the Bank. What 2018, 2019, something like that.
Maybe. Yeah. I do remember the WrestleMania because they aired a random hour-long.
I was there
on Channel 4.
Oof.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, you don't need to brag.
No, it's not. It was. Trust me, that shows nothing to brag about. That's voted the worst WrestleMania of all time. So.
No, worst WrestleMania of all time was 29 in New York. I don't even want to hear that, and I was there for that, so I don't even want to go there. Okay, so as far as wrestling goes, you have your taste of the indies, WWE, obviously WCW a little bit, ECW. I'm assuming thrown in there as well. You have recollection? Okay. So if you have you have the whole library at your disposal, you're picking one show that resonates with your favorite show all time. What is this show?
SmackDown.
Well, SmackDown, or like a specific episode,
a specific episode,
like a WrestleMania, Survivor Series, name one show that you can go back and be like, all right, I'm watching this.
So you mean like a specific episode of
a SmackDown, Raw,
okay,
Impact, ECW, WCW, you name it.
I have my answer. Do you want me to go first, Sean?
Go ahead, Jay.
Go crazy.
All right, so me, I'm watching NXT Takeover 25.
Ooh.
Just because I was actually there to watch the pay-per-view live because it was right in Bridgeport.
Yes. Oh, you mean NXT, the one that they won't call Bridgeport because it was in Bridgeport?
Right. I want to call it Bridgeport. That has no ring. NXT Takeover Bridgeport. Ew. Who wants that?
Yeah, bro. Me and Manny and I went to that too, and we the whole way there. We're like, yo, they really try to play us. They didn't want to call it NXT Bridgeport. That thing is it's mad grimy. It's 5 minutes from my house.
But no, that's the whole crowd was like electric.
Yo, heck yeah.
To me, it was just so hilarious. At the time, like Johnny Gargano was NXT's like golden child, but in Bridgeport, he like we was booing him out the building
Booing.
just because
He
we
got
wanted to
booed
see Adam
out.
Cole win.
Honestly,
It was
moment of that night had to have been Street Profits winning the
yo,
tag
oh my,
titles. That
yes,
ladder
yes,
match was wild.
it was amazing. I love that. And then even the pre-show seeing Keith Lee like in person,
Yep.
like
Yeah, that was a pretty fire show because Adam Cole got sung to the ring by I forgot what this dude's name is.
oh, I forgot his name. That was
Hustle and Flow.
That was,
Wrestle and Flow dude.
yeah. Him.
Yeah.
That was a great entrance.
So he had the special entrance. Gargano came out with the Miss Marvel gear, which is weird because he's like a guy. But I digress. You had Breeze versus Velveteen Dream. You had
That
the
was a great
4-way
one.
for the tag titles.
Yeah, Roderick versus Matt Riddle, and I
That's
believe
right. The sleeper
was a
sleeper match of the night. That was a fire show. I'm gonna watch that in a little bit.
That black and gold era of NXT, their pay per views never missed. Like
Never.
I used to look forward to those reviews more than I look forward to the actual like main roster reviews.
Yeah, that was a good time for them.
That was the best wrestling show on television at the time period. Like legit, that was the Wednesday nights. That was a show I never missed because there was
always heat. Always heat.
Yeah, there was just something magical about it. Literally, you can't quite put your finger on it, but everything was just literally perfect.
Yep,
every time.
Yep, and their roster was
stacked.
It pretty much their roster now is what AEW's roster is currently.
Right. That's not that I was gonna say. It's crazy, like seeing it like now, and like you look at like all the current stars, like yo, like 95% of the current stars now came from NXT.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, like when NXT was first introduced, like hearing that back then, you'd be like, nah, like hearing that was like, wow, dang, I didn't even realize it.
It's crazy to see like all those guys and where they're at now. Guys like Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Biggie Langston, Roman, because Roman started at NXT as well. Like all them guys you see on your TV now, whether it be AEW, Impact, WWE, MLW, whatever, it all came from that one. They started in the indies, but they became the total package through NXT.
Right.
Crazy time.
That was the Dusty era too.
Yes,
the
best era in NXT, the Dusty era.
Yeah.
It gets no better, baby.
Let me ask you guys. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You guys always have the support of your mom and your family, so at the shows.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, this is what happens when I'm late. You gotta blame my wife for me being late.
You're good.
I wasn't here for that question, so Jay, you already answered.
Yeah,
it wasn't really an answer. He just touched on it. Yeah, he just wanted to know the family's, big part of the crowd and stuff like that.
I mean, they're pretty exciting. Yes, your family shows up constantly to the shows, and they're very supportive of you, and they're always very, behind you at the events, cheering for you and stuff like that. How's that? That's got to make you guys feel awesome, right? I mean,
absolutely.
I think it's got to be cool.
It's a better feeling for me because initially when I first told my mom that I wanted to be a wrestler, she didn't see the vision at first. She was like, she told me straight off, like, I don't see you being a wrestler. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Look at you now.
Right. Now she's my number one supporter. So
that's awesome. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, like my family coming out, my mom and all of them always supporting. It's like I said, like they're the ones that got me into wrestling. I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for them. So
cool, man.
Does it give you like an advert effect when they're in the crowd as opposed to not? Like if they're not there, does it feel less like you have crowd support more or less? Do you feel like you're not going to be at 100 because they're not there to back you, or is it just one of those things like when they're there, now you're at a whole nother level?
When they're there, I feel like it takes us to another level, but I think during our like very, very like first year or two of them like showing up, we had to at one point we had to prove that we were that good without them being there for
Right.
us. So
I think
go ahead.
I think now for me it's kind of opposite effect. I feel like I do better when they're not there because I can actually get more like emotionally invested in the match. I don't have to worry about if I accidentally drop an F bomb right now in the middle of this match. I'm like, you know, I think my mom's right there. She just heard me curse. She heard
This
me say a
dude,
bad word.
this dude,
Yo,
I
it be the
don't curse in front of my
random stuff,
mom.
man. Like,
bro.
I
oh,
don't
I
cuss in
can't
front
drop
of
an
my
F
mom.
bomb because
Bro,
mom's in the crowd. Flip, man. Flip.
but you could come on the podcast talking about you gonna have some Henny, a bottle of
Yo,
lotion, going to
Because
the
my
yo,
mom ain't
club.
gonna watch this. My
yo,
mom ain't gonna watch this.
Rick, I asked him, it's a Saturday night. There's no wrestling, nowhere, nothing near. Who are you with? Where are you going? And what are you doing? This dude said talking about lotion and Henny at a club. And
Bro.
we're just like, what in
Like,
No
the
lotion at
world?
the club, just Henny. The
bro
lotion for
said
the
lotion.
kids.
I highly believe you said lotion at the club.
No,
But
he said lotion. He said lotion. There's no denying
Nah,
that.
not at the
Listen,
club, bro.
the playback gonna rat you out. It don't matter what we
It
say.
can rat me out, but just know I didn't mean it to sound like lotion at the club. That's wicked behavior.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You threw that out there fairly quickly.
I suck at explaining. That's me, but that's not what I meant.
All right. Before we wrap this up, let us know where anybody can find you, and then let us know what your upcoming dates are. Who are you wrestling, if you know, and where can we come out and see you guys?
I'm on most socials as the Onyx main. Um, in terms of booking, we don't have anything too far from Connecticut. I think our next, big gigs are at BST,
Yep.
and pretty soon, at Fight Life.
mm,
We're gonna settle the score with Young Dumb and Broke.
Let's go.
there is no real score to settle though. We've beaten them like every time we've had a match. When we were with
I mean,
Kagan,
yeah,
we beat
but
them.
they
When
don't,
we were by
yeah,
ourselves, we beat them. They just are
yeah,
upset because we've beaten them so many times. Like, and
yeah.
I understand it. You go against a tag team, and like you go in there, like I said, only option is to win. And
Yeah.
you go in there and you lose, and then the next time you lose, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating. So I
Listen,
understand.
we could fight for as long as they want. That's just more money in my pocket at the end of the day.
My thing is just
Absolutely.
don't come to our hood and try to call us out. Like we're not gonna be there. Like,
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know why he
Um,
called a hood. I'm a civilian. I don't know what he be banging. I guess.
Rick, got any final words?
I think that's it for now. Thank you.
oh, as far as socials, you could type in Shawn
Oh
Knight,
yeah.
or you can go on Instagram x.shimmy, Twitter shimmy. Oh,
Twitch, any of that stuff?
Oh yeah, Twitch same thing. To be honest, man, I'm inconsistent just because my PC is being a pain in the butt. But
I mean, let's
you
call
know,
a spade here. It's because you're trash at every game that you play. But I digress. I've seen your Twitch. Sean looks down because he knows what I'm talking about. It's okay. We
bro,
all love you.
Rage quit so hard that he broke his PC, man. And he just trying to make stories up for why it's down right now.
listen, I'm an average gamer, man. I can't. What I'm saying I'm not the same 12-year-old. I can't. I don't game full time anymore. I try to play these new games. I'm coming across that sweaty 12-year-old that's beating my ass, and it gets to me. It hurts. It hurts my pride.
The amount of excuses I heard about I lost fairly.
Excuse you.
That's what he said. He literally was like, "Listen, man, it's not my fault that I'm trash." Like that's literally what he just said.
Oh no,
Listen,
I thought there was a sub in there for me. All right.
No, no, no,
I,
no,
Okay.
absolutely
Okay.
not.
I
Sean,
just
Okay.
I just
Sean, you're
openly
the best
admitted that I'm
one. You
not in
know
my
this.
prime anymore in gaming.
Appreciate you. Appreciate
I'm falling off. I'm washed now. I'm a washed gamer, but I'm still trying to play like I'm still in my glory days. So listen, the raging is just better content for y'all. Y'all can clip me and post me on Twitter, be cussing somebody out on stream. Who knows?
All right, guys. It was a pleasure having you guys on. Again, we'll see you guys 9:15 at Hampton, Connecticut for the Devonshire Hall. BST Wrestling presents Mega Clash. Then you got Fight Life. When is that actually?
That is, let me look at it right now. Da, 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 da.
Rick.
That is.
Yeah.
November 8th we will be at Fight Life. And then we
November
have a
8th.
few dates in between there that we're still working out and everything. So
Yeah, stuff still, TBA.
The Fight Life, you said November 8th. Where is that located? Is that the Rhode Island show?
I
No, it's
believe
not
that's
Milldale.
gonna be a Connecticut show.
Oh, they're coming back in November.
Mhm.
Rick, how do you feel about that?
What I'm gonna have to take the Joe. She's I got bookings in November. I gotta see if I can make this stuff.
You
know?
you better be there with me. Stop playing.
That's what he said
Those
last week.
Connecticut shows for Twilight, they don't miss.
I know.
Oh,
Well,
hey, you saw the clips.
dude, I actually watched it on TV that night. I'm fighting. I was not.
How
able
good
to.
was
I
that
had,
show?
Like,
Listen,
it
I'm
was-
sick of your excuses right now. I
I do have to
at
get
this-
off my ass and get out in public more. I do. I just, it's family life and working, and so
Yeah, no. Hey, listen, I get it. We all get it. I'm just busting your balls.
don't
You
get
know
it.
that. Oh,
Now,
stop it.
wait until you're almost 50. Wait until you're almost 50. If you're not, in the big time, then
Man, wait till you're mid-30s. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, how's it
That's
going?
retirement age for wrestlers, mostly in the mid-30s. So
I already feel like I'm in my mid-30s the way we've been bumping all over the place.
Sheesh. All right, guys. Thank you for being on the pod. Rick, sign us
Yes.
out.
best of luck to you, gentlemen. It was great talking to you. I'm sorry I missed a good portion of the show, but I hope to see you guys soon. I should be at BST. I should. So it's right down the road from
Better
me.
be.
So it's been great
You
seeing
guys
you
said it.
guys. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
yeah, see, now I got guys on the show telling me. So I'll definitely see you guys soon. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you guys
Thanks
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
Here in the forest, dark and deep, I offer you eternal sleep. I'm behind you. I am right behind you. Don't be scared. I just want to play a game with you. I've been watching you. I know what you've been doing. You can't hide from me. I'm always here. Please stay. Stay with me. If you don't come play with me, then we will kill you. Knock knock. Who's there? You're a nightmare. Can you see me? Hello? Can you find me? Can you find me?